Hello, friends. My name is James Hopkins, and as always, I'm joined by my good friends Bryan Castiglione and Anthony Alessino, as well as my younger brother, Jack Hopkins. On this show, we're all about parlays, overs, unders, spreads, and money lines. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Parlay-Vous. Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's Parlay-Vous. Episode 55. It's NFL Week 3. You're going to have to bear with me a little bit this week. Myself and Jack and Mr. Anthony Alessino, who, if you noticed, if you're watching, is not with us today. We were at the AEW Grand Slam tapings last night. Got home at 3 in the morning. Got up, went to work. We're working on limited sleep here. Some of us are doing better than others, obviously. Jack, your first pro wrestling experience, how'd you like it?
It was a delight, dude. It was an absolute
You
delight.
had fun? You would go back?
I did have fun, and I would go back.
When they come to UBS Arena, you're going to come with us?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome. And they were sitting behind the stage, dude. So, like, they couldn't even see the entrance ramp.
It was a tough time, but, you know, and the what's it called? The Jumbotron wasn't even showing the intros, too, which is pissing me off.
Yeah, the Titan, because it plays the Titantrons, yeah. So, AEW, always a great time. Had a good show. But this is not a wrestling podcast. This is a football gambling podcast. And we're going to very quickly get into the game tonight that I'm not that even interested really even in watching. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns are still minus 4.5. Right, that line didn't move?
Yes.
I said I wasn't going to touch it. I'm still largely not going to touch it. I think Cleveland's probably going to smash them, though.
Yeah. I mean,
if you're going to bet on them, you take the points for sure, and I think I'd go under in this game. What is it, 38.5?
It went down to 37.5.
I'd still go under.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a dumpster fire.
The one little bit of action that I have IRL that I've already placed is same game parlay. Kareem Hunt anytime touchdown, Nick Chubb anytime touchdown, Browns minus 4.5. That is plus 650. That's the only action I'm rocking with in real life tonight when the game starts. Bryan?
Right now, I just have the Steelers defense anytime touchdown that we talked about on Tuesday. Probably going to take Cleveland with the points. Might parlay it with an under. Not sure if we'll do both or just play it safe and take 4.5 straight. So we'll figure it out as it gets a little bit closer.
Jack, how you feel about this game tonight?
I mean, you know.
Do you care? Let's forget about the gambling. Do you care?
I don't really care.
I mean, I'm gonna care. I'm gonna care a tiny bit.
That's why I'm asking him, because he's 20 still. So like when we were 20, any football was good
Right,
football
yeah.
when you're that age. That's why I'm asking him. I know I don't care. I know you don't care. Are you gonna watch this?
Maybe
at best have
later.
it like split screen.
Yeah, if I'm playing
like-
Madden later, I'll
Like the
probably,
game on the computer and like Madden on the TV.
That's probably what it would
Yeah.
be. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. That's the move I'm gonna go for here.
All right.
Definitely gonna have
So
going
on a
for
scale
it.
of 1 to 10, 10 being like you edge of your seat, it's the Jets in the Super Bowl. Where are you at on the care meter here?
If that's what it is, then I'm probably gonna go with a 4.
4 is exactly the number I
four's
had in my
fair.
mind too.
Yeah. I'll have it on the iPad maybe. Gambling wise, pick wise, where are you going? I feel like you might swerve us here.
I mean,
This guy's a dog. He's a fan of dogs.
I'm a fan of dogs here. Pittsburgh kind of let me down last week, but we know the situation Pittsburgh's in. We're not going to see anything fancy. We're not going to see any fucking Kenny Pickett. I mean, the only action I'm like kind of interested in is probably Freiermuth for an anytime touchdown. I think they're going to find him.
I think that was like plus 160.
I thought it was plus 200.
If it's
I'll
plus
pull it up real
200, it's
quick.
worth
Pat
hitting it.
Freiermuth is plus 320 anytime.
Plus 320. Well, here's the thing. It's because of Trubisky, right?
I might put that in right now.
That might be worth it.
So that's the only action I'm kind of interested in. I'm also kind of a daily fantasy with the prize picks here. I don't really got too many options outside of the prize picks. But you know, I'm gonna look at Freiermuth tonight. I'm gonna be looking at a lot of unders for players.
I feel like you absolutely have to look at both Cleveland running backs.
Yeah, you know, you got to see what you can find.
Specifically for prize picks.
Yeah, you got to look at the rushing yards. Got to look at the thing is with prize picks, you can't put in more than one touchdown bet, even if you do have the line. So, like, if you could find Nick Chubb for a rushing touchdown, that's a fucking hammer that.
But this is what I wanted to ask you. I don't know if you could pull it up quick. Like, what's the over-under for both of them rushing yards? Because if it's like 42.5 for Hunt
I don't know what
and
it's on
like
the app.
79.5
right
for
now.
Chubb, you hit the overs on both of those and don't think twice.
So, Chubb rushing yards are 82.5.
What did I say, 80?
Yeah, I think so.
And Kareem Hunt rushing yards are 42.5.
And what did I say for him? 42.5, I think.
Probably.
Whatever, it was close.
Yeah.
So, you know what?
39.5, maybe I said?
Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt rushing on the overs here.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I'll throw that into mine, and then I'm just going to look at receiving touchdowns. We don't have any action for tonight with the receiving.
Who you throw it to?
I would advise against it.
Yeah. Maybe Cooper. Maybe Cooper.
Yeah, tight end maybe. I don't know.
There's really nothing here to look at besides those things.
Yeah, it's
So-
definitely a rough one. It's one that only someone with a serious degenerate problem would really enjoy to sit down and load up
I mean,
the
to
book.
be honest,
you know?
I might swing it back on the five-man parlay here. I might just hammer those two. You know, I don't think I'm going to be touching too much else.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't think I would. Cleveland should beat the absolute shit out of them tonight.
Should.
Should. I also thought
Myles
the
Garrett
the
can
Rams
cause
should have
surprise.
covered 10 points, but they didn't.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
You
so
see, we got Mitchin here for an interception, so
that's a 100% lock.
Yeah.
On our way out of this, because I think we've all pretty much
Yeah. there's not much to
expressed the
talk about.
lacklusterness of this game. On the way out, let's say if I give you plus 300, we see Kenny Pickett tonight.
We see him tonight in week
Plus,
3.
they were screaming his name
Were they?
last week. We want Pickett.
Plus 300.
I just made those numbers up, but
I guess I
3 to 1, 3 to 1 that he
Even
takes.
if he
That he
comes
takes
in
a
like
snap.
towards the end or something. Yeah. Why not?
So for tonight, little specialty here on Prize Picks. We have the lines for how many times we're going to punt.
Oh, nice. That tells
So
you what
the
type of game
over-under.
it's going to be.
So Corey Bjorquez is 5 punts
Oh, it's
5 punts.
It's
Yeah.
for it's based on the player.
on the
Okay.
player, and Presley Harvin is 5.5 punts. So
If you love defense and special
Right.
teams, you
This is
love
the game for
hammering
you.
punt overs, dude.
so
You should take the over on both of them.
Yeah.
Put your balls on the table, dude.
I mean, shit.
Take the over on both of them, and we move the fuck on from Thursday Night Football.
So yeah. So Presley Harvin has hit 3 out of 5 times on the over,
You gotta crush it.
and Corey Bjorquez has gone none of them. He's been over, and he pushed the last time he played five games ago.
So he's never went under.
Never went on.
Yeah,
never
dude.
went
Mortal
over.
locks.
Never
Mortal
went over.
locks. Put them both in.
No, he's never went over.
Oh, he's never went over.
Never.
Oh. Maybe you go under then.
You know what?
Unless
I'm
tonight's
going with
the night.
those two, and I'll tell you right now, we got over the rushing yards for Kareem and Nick, interception for Mitch, and over. Well, actually,
This
we're gonna go
man
under.
Has
And
a
then over.
5-leg same game parlay that is 2 overs in rushing yards and over in interceptions and 2 overs in punts,
Yeah,
dude.
that's
One
what we're
under.
at.
This is the
One
kind of
under.
fucking gambling I'm talking about on the game
One
like
under,
tonight, dude.
1 under, 1 over for the punts. And,
Talking about over-unders on punts attempted, my lord. This is going to be a fun one, I guess. Let's move it right along. I guess we should do injuries before daily fantasy, right? That kind of
Yeah.
is how it would work. So we're going to go to Bryan for a little quick injury update. Not much to report
Not
this week.
really. I'm just going to kind of scroll through some stuff. Looks like J.K. Dobbins is still up there. We also have Marshawn Lattimore, if that intrigues you for fantasy. Not really, but let's see what else. C.J. Omizama coming up on the Justin Herbert's still on the injury. I think you said he was getting
He's
the
gonna have
injection,
gonna
right?
have to get a shot in the ribs from the same doctor that's giving the same shot to Tyrod pierced
Yeah.
his lung. So it's gonna be great.
We also have Keenan Allen. I think he's still questionable with the hamstring. Julio Jones, Mike Evans is suspended. We got Chris Godwin out still, it's going to look like. Julio looks like he might play, but, I mean, as far as we've seen this whole year, the Bucs have been pretty banged up. James Conner still having ankle issues. Van Jefferson on the Rams, but I don't even know what his roster percentage is even like. George Kittle's still nursing the grind. We got Jerry Jeudy and KJ Hamler both on the injury report for the Broncos. Gallup might play this week. Not sure. They're talking about him playing. but not exactly sure. And yeah, pretty much. Oh, and Dalton Schultz, last one, real big one. Dalton Schultz went down last week holding his knee. Did not look good
Yeah, it
at
didn't look good.
all. So I mean, obviously some other injuries, but as far as fantasy is concerned, those are pretty much the big ones. Let me just go right into DFS.
Who won the head-to-head last week?
Oh yeah, all right. So last week I won the head-to-head. Let me just pull up the actual numbers real quick. There we go. All right, so I won 171 to 151. Just some highlights real quick. Highest scoring player was Tyreek Hill. Second highest was Christian Kirk, that we paid low on to get into the flex. 25 points for him, 45 points for Tyreek Hill. On Alessino's team, his highest scorers, Cortland Sutton and Curtis Samuel and Nick Chubb. I had Curtis Samuel, so that essentially negated that. Nick Chubb scored a little bit more than Christian Kirk, and Cortland Sutton lit it up. Seems like he just had trouble with Javonte Williams, only came in with 9. And Antonio Gibson with 12. I mean, pretty much the reason I think I pretty much really smoked him was Hill. So we paid up for him because of the solid floor, and it kind of paid out.
It paid off.
Yeah, definitely. So, and then forgot about the tournament. In the tournament, I just did out of 3,000 people. I wound up in 324th. Inside the whole entire thing. Let's see. Highest score was Amon-Ra St. Brown. Outside of him, my team pretty much did. I mean, this is pretty much how it went. Carson Wentz 30, Nick Chubb 30, Amon-Ra St. Brown 42, Curtis Samuel 22, and no one else on the team broke 10 points. We wound up in 324. So if you swap some of those other guys out, get some use out of your flex spots, then you're a little bit higher.
That's still a cash though, right?
I played for free, so I wound up with 10 cents. But we're putting actual money down on this week, so I can give you actual units for next week. So we'll have more of an idea of what's.
But it's a place. It's a cash out.
It would wind up. I wound up pretty much in the third tier of prizes out of I think it was 7 tiers. So if that kind of puts it into
and what tier one's like $1.50 or like $2,
something like that. Nothing crazy. So for this week, kind of the same deal as last week. Just going to give you some solid people. Give you 2 values. So at quarterback, I'm definitely paying up for Jalen Hurts. He's the cheapest of the high end quarterbacks as far as like budget is concerned, and he's averaging. I mean, you have him on fantasy as well. At this point, it's got to be 40 points a game. I mean, it's over 2 weeks, so like nothing too crazy.
High 30s is what we're
something
looking at.
around there,
and averaging 2 rushing touchdowns.
So he's 7,600, and he's versus Washington. I've made this case before. We've seen them in 2 shootouts already. I made the case with the shootout last week, what we saw with Detroit. Now it's going to be the same thing again this week. And the Eagles are putting up points as well. I mean, we saw it on Monday against the Vikings. So I just think 7,600, you get the return. Value, we're going right back to the fucking well again with Derek Carr. Not impressive performance last week. He kind of blew it. But he's versing Tennessee this week.
Who are dog shit.
Who we've seen how these games go against Tennessee.
Baby shit.
If there's any sort of bounce back game for Devontae Adams to get right, I mean, or as far as the Raiders to get right, it's right now. Derek Carr's $5,900. I think for anything, you take him on the value and hope that he plays better in this matchup than he should have last week against a bad Cardinals defense. Running back real quick, Alvin Kamara, 7,000 for against the Carolina Panthers. He's probably the cheaper option out of the top tiers. Carolina's run defense over the last 2 weeks, 3rd worst in the league. So, and I think Kamara's coming off. I think he sat last week, rested for the injury. Now he's coming back off. So I think he'll bounce back. Value is going to be in David Montgomery against Houston at 5,900, and going back for the same value again with Michael Carter against Cincinnati for $5,200. He's still getting the ball. It's still very cheap. If you can find him in your flex spot, I'm not sure you put him as a RB2, but if you can find him in the flex spot, I think it'll work out. Wide receiver, Jalen Hill for 6,300 against Buffalo. Figured he's cheaper than Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill will probably draw.
Jalen Waddle.
Yeah.
Did I said Jalen Hill.
Sorry. Wow, I put them together.
I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
I'm playing Jalen Waddle, but was trying to say I can't think of the Bills safety right now, who I feel like is going to draw.
Micah?
Is it Micah?
Micah Hyde?
I feel like he may draw more towards Hill, opening up Waddle a little bit more. So felt like he was pretty good. For value, same thing as last week. We got Brandon Cooks at 5,800. Jacoby Myers is still at 5,000, and he's still the number one receiver on the Patriots. I know he doesn't know what the Patriots are doing on offense, but he's still getting the ball. He's still making big plays. So I feel like if we can get a return on $5,000 for him, it would work out. Tight ends defense, real quick. We got Mark Andrews as our solid. Logan Thomas, again, is the value. He's still very cheap. Carson Wentz likes throwing to his tight ends. He likes these big body guys. So I think if you can get the return, that'd be great. And defense, real quick, going off momentum built by Haka early in the week, I have the Jets against the Cincinnati Bengals. They're $2,400. Joe Burrow has not looked any better. I guess you're kind of banking on things still going bad and this not being a bounce-back game. But I kind of thought what you were saying the other day when you spoke about the pass rush and how these guys get after it. And Burrow looked absolutely terrible in that first week when the guys were in his face. He threw 3 picks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
13 sacks in 2 games. Dude.
Right. So if
13 sacks.
if the line gets after it like this and you're getting a point per sack, $2,000 is not so bad.
What it comes to with the Jets, I want to save it because we'll get to it when we talk about the
Right.
gambling. But the long and short of it is, like, if you believe in the Bengals, they have to win this game because
Yes.
nobody goes 0-3 and makes the playoffs. But historically, what we know about teams that make the Super Bowl is that most of them miss the playoffs the following year.
Right.
So that's why I think it's a lot. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
People always ask me when I talk about the Jets, is it your head or your heart? And I'm like, I never bet on the Jets with my heart.
Yeah. No.
Because that just sets me up for a worse Sunday than I was going to have.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, if the Jets get spanked and I lose money, it is what it is. If the Jets blow it and I lose money on them, I'll go home after the 1 o'clock game. You will not see me for the rest
Like,
of the
this is enough.
Yeah, I'll listen to whatever game's on the radio in my car and sadness. But yeah, that's all I had to say about that line movement.
Line movement. So I have a couple games I noted up here real quick. I think Jack, you had one I don't think I got, but real quick, we have this game moved tonight. It wound up back where it started, but I just pulled it up because I thought it was interesting. Went from 4.5 back down to 4, and then back up like literally last night at midnight.
Which is weird.
Yeah. So outside of that, looks like we have Kansas City opened up at 6.5. They were -6.5, moved down to -5.5 against the Colts. Jets line, we kind of talked about it off air. Opened up at -5.5 for Cincy. Now it went down to moved to -5.5. It looks like today at like 4, and then now it's down to 6 as of like 20 minutes ago.
So it went to 5, 5.5, 6.
It went to 6. I'm sorry, yeah, 5, 5.5, and then 6.
Yeah, so people just keep pouring money on the Bengals.
And then Green Bay, looks like we opened up at 2. It was Bucks -2, and then yesterday went to -2.5, and now we're down to Bucks -1. So we're jumping a little bit all over the place. And then Jack had mentioned this one earlier, Atlanta and Seattle. A lot of movement here. So opened up at 2, went to 1.5, went back to 2, went back to 1.5, stayed at 2 for a little bit, and then yesterday at 9:53 catapulted from 2 all the way up to a pick'em, down to 1, and then back to a pick'em. So this one is all this action right here is happening within the last day and a half.
This is just people who are being finicky, and they see it like, I don't love it at 2. Then they see it drop to 1.5, and they put money on it. And then when all that money from all those people goes in, it moves back up. And then people on the other end, I don't like it at 1.5. It goes up to 2. All right, I'll take it now. Like, and that's how that shit ping pongs like that. But for it to move that many times in 2 days is wild.
Yeah, I mean the first,
And this is Atlanta, Seattle.
This is Atlanta, Seattle. Now it's
why
sitting
is
at a
this
pick'em.
much action? Fucking all over the board, moving the
I don't
line.
know.
Because Gino looks good.
The teams are so close.
Atlanta
But it's
figures
just
out how to throw the ball.
but it's not a game I want to bet on.
No,
but, like,
definitely
that's
not.
my point.
But if we're
Like,
gonna go back to the other angle, the degenerate guys, you look at this and you're like, oh, I love it. You figure something out. I mean, if I'm looking at this game, I'll tell you right now, I like fucking Noah Fant over on receiving yards, and I like Drake London for a touchdown.
No. But we're not talking about prop bets, though.
Yeah, but
I
I'm
understand
saying,
the prop bets.
That's how I look at it. But other guys are like, oh, I like this spread. I like it when it's this. I like it
No,
when
I
it's
know,
that.
but I'm saying, like, the spread for the spread moves because of where the money goes. So the more like money, the Browns were at, the Bengals were at 5. Money keeps coming on the Bengals. They move it to my 5.5. More money keeps coming on the Bengals. They move it to 6. If money starts to come in on the Jets before Sunday, that line's going to start shrinking. That's how the line moves based on the money that is played on the market.
I understand.
So for the point of the conversation that, the point that I brought up being the betting on the game to move the line movement, I understand degenerates love prop bets. But that's what I'm like. I don't understand why a smart gambler who bets on lines and game markets would be interested in this.
Yeah,
but people listen.
Weird.
I'm 1-7
weird.
to start the year, so don't listen to me. I'm just a guy. We ready to take a break?
Yeah, we're good.
It's a new year, and with the new year comes new resolutions. And what's going to help you complete the resolutions that you set forward for yourself this year? Inspiration. And we have just the company for you that's focused around inspiration. Head on over to staythirstyco.com and put in the code HAVOC to get 15% off on your next order. And make sure you take a look over at the Winter 2022 collection. That's staythirstyco.com. Drop the OY and focus on you.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. As always, best way to support the show is to support the sponsors. You support the sponsors, you're supporting the boys, helping us chase a dream, become professional podcasters, quit our fucking jobs, and get out of the sauna of a basement. The number 2 way to support the boys is to follow, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that happy horse shit on the socials. HOH Podcasting, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Go catch us there. We're going to now go through the Sunday and Monday slate. We're not going to talk about Thursday because we've already beaten it to death, and I'm sick of that game. We're going to go through the Sunday and Monday slate, game by game, talk about what we might like, what we definitely don't like, write some stuff down. Watch last week. You remember we're taking $1,000 where it is $100 bet minimum. It's units of 100, and we're going to spread that out however we choose. We could put 1,000 on one thing. We could put $100 bets. But it's in terms of units. So we got 10 units. So, whatever your unit is at home, think of it that way. Going right into the Sunday slate, we have Houston traveling to Chicago. Chicago is -2.5, and the over/under
40.5. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Houston money line. I think Houston has the game here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either.
Yeah, I don't hate
Chicago sucks, dude.
Yeah, and I feel like this is a game that Houston can win. If they can contain Fields a little bit. Darnell Mooney is essentially invisible right now. Not sure what's going on there. Outside of Fields and Montgomery, that's really all you have to contain.
Well, the problem with Mooney is outside of Mooney, there's who's on the outside.
Right. You got
St. Brown.
Yeah, that's true.
Their big acquisition was N'Keal Harry this offseason.
Yeah,
He
And
never
he's
made it
out.
he never made it to the regular season. Done for the year. And he was a bum
yeah.
in New England. I don't hate the Houston
I don't hate that
money
either.
line. I don't love touching the over under at all on this.
No, two offenses.
Yeah, not a fan. Just leave it. Just go straight money line. You're already getting value. 2.5. It should be around plus 130.
122.
120. All right, there you go. Moving right on, we have the Las Vegas Raiders coming off of the heels of a devastating loss, going to Tennessee in what should be a get-right game for them because Tennessee is once again dog shit. Vegas is heading into this game on the road, 2-point favorites, over under
45.5. Tie. Unless the Raiders do it by themselves. Unless the Raiders wind up with 28 somehow and Titans score in garbage time. Unless this game winds up being weirdly competitive for some reason.
Yeah. I didn't see. So I meant to ask you guys this. I didn't see much of the Raider game last weekend.
It was a huge collapse. They went up very early and it all just fell apart completely. I think they were up 21-0 at halftime and then went up 28-0 coming out of halftime, and then it all just fell off from there.
Dude, it was crazy. They
wound up being 31-28, I think was the final score.
No, they won by 6 because it was a scoop and score
Either way,
touchdown in overtime.
It was a 3-score comeback, and it was tough.
They had to go for 2
because your boy had money on the Raiders money line. So
yeah, I didn't touch it. But last week was crazy. There were 3 games that were over. 3 games that
Yeah,
were
there was a lot of
over like
shootouts.
Maria Sharapova, dude.
Yeah,
And then they weren't.
that's that fucking Lions game. But yeah.
My betting interest in this game is taking -2 and tagging it in a parlay. That's the only interest that I would have
Yeah,
in
I was
it
gonna say, I
personally.
like Las Vegas -2.
Maybe the under.
I don't love it enough to. I 45 and a half.
I know
is so
it's
weird.
tough. It's a weird. It's definitely weird. Because like I said, this game could easily be a blowout. Like we see a lot of these Titans games go, and then they play catch up. That's how it goes every time.
Yeah, and it's what just happened to the Raiders.
Yeah, literally.
If anything, I'd like -2 as a tag along. How do you feel?
I like -2. Brian, how do you feel?
I'll stick with -2. Nothing else. Yeah, like we've been saying, the over under is making me a little nervous.
The Kansas City Chiefs traveling to Indianapolis, who look absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
Maybe Matt Ryan stick the fork in him, dude. I don't know.
Oh,
Kansas
he's
City
looking
again is
bad.
traveling in this game
Yeah.
and taking a 5.5 point favoritism with them there, -5.5. Until they're stopped, smash them on the spread.
Right. Yeah.
Until they're stopped, you absolutely
Yeah.
smash them on the spread. What's the over under?
50.5.
Taking it.
Yeah, assuming
I
the
like
Chiefs
it.
just blow the fucking doors off them. Quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another game where you're like, someone's going to cover it, and then someone's going to have to. The Colts might not even catch up, though, to be honest. I mean, the offense.
Can they score 10 early?
Maybe. If Jonathan Taylor rips off a big run and they get a field goal, maybe.
But Jonathan Taylor has a tendency to not rip off big runs at the beginning of the season. That's the thing.
The offense just looks dysfunctional.
Is Pittman
That's
coming
really the
back?
issue. He wasn't on the injury report, so
If they can score 10, the Chiefs can put up 41. I'm not saying I'm married to it. I just you gotta
there it is.
And on the 7th day, God said,
Yeah,
let there be light. So I like 5.5 and the over, not necessarily together, not necessarily married to the over, but definitely gotta smash Kansas City -5.5. Anything under like 8.5, you have to hit until they prove you wrong. Right?
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, they're blowing people out of the water right now. It's Chiefs as usual. It seems like.
Now here's an interesting one. The Buffalo Bills, who look unstoppable, going to Miami. Both teams 2-0. Both teams 2-0. Buffalo on the road, 5.5 point favorites. Over under.
52.5.
I feel like you smash the over until there's a reason not to.
Yeah, Dolphins. I mean, too. Even last week against the Ravens. Woo. 500 yards for Tua.
I think I love Buffalo -5.5 here.
I don't know. I just feel like this game ends in a field goal.
I mean, I like Miami +5.5.
But the Bills are blowing the doors off. You like Miami +5.5?
We keep seeing them come back.
But they're not. They haven't played the Bills though. You know, like
Yeah, that's the issue.
But like, are we still questioning the Ravens defense? Do we think the Ravens defense is garbage? Do we think?
I think they're not great.
All right.
I think they're not. I mean, look what they gave up. That
Yeah.
That was another one of those games. That was a
they
2-score
were
game.
up
Yeah.
high.
Should have been over. Got to put the nail in the coffin. That's not necessarily on the defense, though, I guess, because they have no running backs.
That's
You
true.
have no one to grind out the lead with.
Yeah.
Also, the other thing too, they played the Patriots week 1. Patriots defense. We don't like it. We like it.
No, Patriots
That
are
was
terrible.
I think that was more of a Patriots dysfunctional offense, to be honest.
All right. Well,
But
So
I get what you're
we're-
saying because I feel like this game ends in like a field goal. Like this is a
So we all disagree. We just
Like a
we don't write
31-28.
anything down and we move it on.
yeah.
let's keep it moving.
Detroit, the second highest point scorers in the NFL through 2 weeks.
Wild.
71 points for the Detroit Lions. They're going to Minnesota. Minnesota's -6. Over under?
53.5. It's
Not-
tough. It's high.
We just keep getting
It's
over.
very
and
high.
Over and over.
Not gonna touch 53.5 on
Yeah,
the
it's
over
high.
under. This is a weird one for me, my man.
This one is weird. I feel like Detroit.
I feel
I
like
mean,
the
they can
secondaries
hang
in
in
this
there.
game. I think this is the blowout game again. I think we're not blowout,
Like a
shootout,
shootout?
game.
Yeah, I feel like that's how Lions games are gonna go. They're just gonna find themselves in these shootouts because, like you're
And the
saying, their
best part
corners are
is-
bad.
All of their players can make plays in shootout scenarios. which
Right,
is
the offense
weird.
is so. it's so explosive. DeAndre Swift could bust one off. The receivers are so fast. And
St. Brown could bust one off. DJ
I mean,
Shark
depending
could
on
bust
golf,
one
though.
I
off.
think I like the Lions money line.
I'm talking myself into the Lions money line
I think
a little bit, to
I
be
think
honest.
you're talking me into it a little bit too.
Yeah.
I was on the fence about it, but I think I like.
I like
I like the Lions money line.
Yeah, I mean,
You want to play it safe. You go plus 6.
yeah, I mean, you could buy that.
You say nah, but you're
the
talking
half
about the
point.
money line, my guy.
I know. That's why I'm saying nah.
Right, plus 194.
You're talking about minus 110 to plus 194. If you think they're gonna win, fuck the points. Take the money line.
Right.
Take the odds.
Yeah. I like the Lions money line, to be honest.
James, and you love it?
I think so. Yeah, I really do.
Detroit money line.
Baltimore going to New England. They're -3. Over under.
44.5.
Under. I think you
Yeah.
got to go under here,
like Baltimore
and I think you got to
-3.
go Baltimore -3.
Yeah.
Brian, how do
Easily.
you feel?
I feel the same way. I mean, this is going to be pretty much how I feel like the Miami game against the Ravens started, but there's not going to be a comeback.
Yeah.
We're just going to.
Yeah, there's no Tyreek Hill and
Right.
Jalen Waddle on this Patriots
No,
offense.
absolutely not.
No. Yeah, I mean, let's just make one thing clear. I'm probably going to be betting against New England all year.
Yeah. They're a very
long,
bad
dude.
team.
They're bad, and I hate them. Hate them. Fuck Bill Belichick, dude. Cincinnati going to the armpit of the East Coast. I mean, we were all in agreement, right? -3
No,
in the over,
I'm with
on
it.
the
I'm
under.
totally with it. Yes.
-3 in the under, right?
Absolutely.
All right. I'm sorry, I didn't.
I'm sorry. What? -3? What?
Baltimore -3.
Oh,
And the
Baltimore,
under?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Cincinnati going to the armpit of the East Coast. MetLife Stadium taking on the New York Jets. They are -6 on the road. Don't love it for Cincinnati. I don't love 6 points. But I could see them beating the brakes off the Jets too.
Yeah, and a bounce back game.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
are they going to go 0-3? I think they might.
Over under's 45.5 in this game.
I think over.
Yeah.
I think over.
Jets were over 45 last week against the Browns.
Here's what
right?
you gotta really ask yourself, and this is why I'm specifically pointing this at you, because we're Jets fans and we're dying for what we saw last week.
Yeah.
Was last week out of Garrett Wilson an aberration or who he is? Because if Garrett Wilson is him, it's gonna be a long day for whichever one of those bums is covering.
Right.
Eli fucking Apple.
Eli Apple probably.
If it's Eli Apple, it's gonna be a rough day for him, my friend. You know. I'm kind of liking the over in the Jets money line, dude. I definitely love Jets plus
plus
6.
210.
I definitely love Jets plus 6, dude. I definitely kind of like the money line. I mean, Jets lines was my underdog parlay last week that I cashed money on. Are we doing it again? I don't know.
It's spicy against the Bengals for sure.
I think I might be getting a little excited, you know?
That's a way to put it.
But it's like, if you don't believe in the Bengals, this is the game that they lose, where it's
Right.
like even they might wind up 9-8 rather.
Mhm.
And it's like, oh, well, if they would have just beaten the Jets, who only won 6 games this year, they'd be
They would've
in.
been in the
But now they're
playoffs.
not.
That would be tough.
It just seems to like be how this sort of thing might go.
Sounds like we don't know what's gonna happen, and it's a game to watch. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like I like the Jets.
I'm okay with the Jets money line if you're feeling
Fuck
some
yeah.
type of way about
Fuck
it.
yes,
Jets
dude.
money
Let's go.
line.
Jets money line.
Yeah, definitely.
Fuck yeah. And the over we like, or
Uh,
we're not putting any bets in. We're just writing down
I would
things
say
we like.
yeah, the over is fine.
Yeah. All right, let's move along. Philly -6.5 at Washington. Over under is
47.5.
you go
I
over.
want to
You
touch the over. That's it.
just the over.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah, the points scare me.
Yeah.
Divisional game, two very similar teams. I'd say yeah, I say over. Maybe a couple touchdown prop bets here and there, but I like over 47.5.
Yeah, I want to touch the points for Philly
Yeah, no.
at all. I mean, home dogs in divisional
This just
games.
screams like a 3-2 point win for either team. I feel like
Blowout.
no, not a blowout. Like it's going to be
Oh,
a shootout, but
3
it's
to
going to
2
be close
points.
till the
Yeah,
end.
I thought you
without
said
a doubt.
32-point.
No. Like field goal, one of those like we lost by 2 on some
Yeah,
failed comeback.
39-36.
Right.
All right, so we just like the over.
Yeah, everything else is a little too risky for me.
Last 1 o'clock game. Jacksonville going to LA to play the Chargers. The Chargers are a cool touchdown
Oh,
favorite.
you
Yeah.
skipped one.
Oh, damn, you're right.
Oh yeah.
New Orleans minus 2.5 on the road at Carolina. New Orleans down all those weapons. I mean, yeah, New Orleans
Yeah.
is still down weapons, right?
I think Thomas is playing. Kamara might come back.
Oh, Kamara is going to come back.
He might. He's practiced, so he's on pace to play.
What's up
at
with
least.
Jameis?
I'm not sure. Was he hurt?
4 cracks in his spine or something.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know
4
about
fractures in his vertebrae.
that. Oh, so,
So
we got
who's the
Taysom Hill.
starting?
No, he played with those last
Oh,
week. That
so
was
he's-
going into the game last week. He had
Oh,
those.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So like, is he still playing?
Probably. Iron
I
Man
can
in
look
and
him up
out,
real quick.
dude. Stafford played a whole year with a cracked vertebrae.
Okay.
Is he in a contract year? Yes. He's going to play until they tell him he can't, I would imagine. I'm probably staying away. What's the over-under? I know you're looking up the Jameis thing right now.
It is 40.5.
Nah,
low.
I'm good on that action,
Yeah,
Jack.
it's low.
Yeah, I'm good on all of that action in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch this. A lot of question marks. Yeah, even this article is saying Saints are concerned about Winston's back. So, yeah, a lot of mystery. And a divisional game, I don't think I'm going to. I think
Well,
we'll
it
get
looks
If
like-
we're talking about a game that could be a matchup between Baker Mayfield and Taysom Hill, you just fucking walk away. Dude.
Yeah.
Not every game needs action.
No, I'm good. When you put it like that, I cannot argue.
Now it's Jacksonville, Los Angeles, correct?
yes.
We're all-
Correct.
yeah. Los Angeles is a cool touchdown, 7-point favorite at home against Jacksonville. Over under.
Is going to be 47.5. It's high. Very high.
I
feel like.
think I would like the over. I'm not saying I would put the if I was going to bet an over under.
I think Jacksonville's gonna get ripped apart by that.
They are going to get
Yeah.
smashed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to follow that up with Chargers -7 all day.
I do like Chargers -7. I think this Jacksonville's Jaguars defense is bad.
Chargers
and
-7.
Herbert's going to expose for sure. Granted, hopefully his ribs are all good. You never know, but the Jags are. I don't think they're too talent efficient. I feel like for the injury to really matter too much.
Yeah.
Do you know? Like
Yeah.
I don't think it really matters. I do like Chargers -7.5. Not gonna touch the over.
Is it 7 or 7.5?
7.
I have. Oh, all right. Because I have 7 in front of me here.
Yeah, 7. Did I say 7.5?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was looking at
It's
the
all good.
spreads 47.5, which I was over under, which I was gonna say I'm not touching.
Yeah.
Not
Just
interested.
Chargers -7.
Yeah.
Chargers -7. All right.
Rams going to Arizona, divisional game. They're going to be 3.5-point favorites on the road.
Mhm.
For me, this is stay away, dude. Do not
Yeah.
enter.
48.5 for the over
40,
under.
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
yeah, but would you be surprised if it's 10-6?
No.
You know?
Like we've said a million times, these divisional games get weird, especially in the NFC and AFC West, just because I feel like they're so offense based. Do you know?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like they're so offense based. Kyler Murray looks bad. Stafford, I feel like
Looks
he
bad
looks.
Kyler looks bad until he doesn't, though, right?
right, and then it
'Cause
all
he look-
pans out.
Yeah, like,
And the Rams, were in a dogfight with the Falcons last week. I mean, so
yeah, based on the small sample size of this season, I can't touch this.
Yeah, I'm not probably gonna touch this game either, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought about it, and then I thought about it again. I said to myself, nah.
Atlanta traveling to Seattle. That game is a pick-em. The over-under.
41.5.
I like Atlanta.
I don't know, man.
That's
It-
all I
it's a
think
really
I like
gross game.
too.
Yeah, -1. Yeah, they are the better
No,
team.
it's a pick. Isn't it a pick?
Yeah, you're right.
It's
It's
a
a
pick.
pick. Sorry, I'm looking at my sheet where I guess.
I think I like Atlanta, dude. Those guys are they shouldn't be good. They shouldn't be competing, but they're just a bunch of dogs, man.
Drake
Yeah.
London is a dog. Marcus Mariota, kind of. Who else?
He's just
Kyle
trying to get a
Pitts,
career
not a
redemption real
dog.
quick.
Cordero Patterson, dog.
Cordell
Yeah.
Patterson, dog.
Drake
Dog,
London
Dog.
Yeah, he went
Yeah.
after it last week. huh?
killing it. I said Marcus Mariota kind of on his career redemption a little bit.
Giving
Found
his best
himself in
shot.
a good
Yeah.
spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Personally, I'll tell you guys. I'll take Falcons -1. To be honest, over under I probably won't touch.
Nope.
This game's either going to be under 41 or a complete shootout between two blah teams. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't touch the over under.
yeah, no.
Green Bay going to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is a 1-point favorite at home. They are remiss of weapons currently.
Yeah.
It does
Probably
not
no
seem to
Julio,
matter.
definitely no Godwin, definitely no Evans.
Definitely no Evans suspended.
Definitely
Russell
no
Gage
Evans.
doesn't like the number one right now.
What?
Russell Gage
It-
doesn't like the number one receiver
Oh my God.
right now. If all three of them are out, that's who's up.
Cole
You know
Beasley.
who we get to
They didn't
see?
sign him yet, but they
Oh, they
might.
didn't sign
I was
him
gonna
yet?
say, you know who we get to see in this game?
They might sign
Do
him
you-
tomorrow.
Do you know who we get to see, James? Scoot.
Who?
Scoot. Scotty Miller.
Yeah, Scotty Miller.
We get to see
Oh,
Scoot.
Yeah.
Scoot. All right, Scotty Miller, I guess. Over under.
Dude, 41.5.
I don't want to touch that, but I do like Tampa Bay -1.
I
I like the Packers +1.5.
I don't really like the game market at all.
You don't
The
like this at all?
I don't like the
So,
game market
I guess
at all.
We'll all disagree here.
I'm not sold on Green Bay, to be honest with you. Like,
If
I'm
anything-
okay with
if
not
anything,
taking
you
it.
know, depending on how my Sunday turns around, I might bet on Green Bay when Sunday rolls around. But
Yeah.
right now, I don't like any of that game action.
All right.
This is something where I would just bet heavy on Leonard Fournette because he's also my fantasy running back.
And there's no one else
Yeah.
that's going to get the ball.
I just bet heavy prop bets on Leonard Fournette. Going on to the Sunday night game, San Francisco -1.5 on the road at Denver. I do kind of like San Francisco.
It
in
is
this game.
interesting.
It's the Jimmy G redemption tour. dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he's mad.
And
He got
Denver
seen back.
needs to prove that they can pull their head out of their ass before I will back them up. And not on prime time. I'm not going to do it. They're booing Russell Wilson at home.
Right.
The fans are booing him at home,
Yeah,
dude.
it's bad.
Over under?
44.5.
Don't know how I feel about that.
I'm not going to touch that, but I do like the Niners -1.
It sounds like we're going to be seeing what we saw last year. That's what it sounds like. We're going to see Debo coming out here. Debo's going to make his revenge
They're gonna
tour
run
as
the
well.
same offenses last year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. Brandon Ayuk's about to catch 19 jet sweeps.
Yeah.
That's about it.
And run a bunch of void routes.
Yeah.
All right, so San Fran -1.5. We like that. We're going into Monday night. Good old NFC East matchup. We love to
Another
see this one
wagon.
on prime time once a year, no matter how shitty the two teams are, no matter how big of a mismatch it is. We love seeing these two gaggles of fucking idiots play each other in prime time once a year. Dallas going to the Giants. Giants are -1 at home. Dallas obviously being led by the fearless Cooper Rush. Giants being led by Dimes,
The
comma
fearful
Daniel.
Daniel Dimes.
Dimes, comma Daniel. So two backup quarterbacks playing against each other in this game on Monday night. All right. I don't know if this means anything to anyone in the room or anybody at home, but I did just see a couple hours ago the Giants are wearing their old school all white color rush jerseys
Okay.
for this game, which means they're forcing Dallas to wear blue. And we know how Dallas hates wearing blue.
Do they? I didn't know
Yeah,
about that.
that's why they wear home. Yeah, they only wear
Really?
the blue if someone makes them, because they wear white
Interesting.
at
I
home.
never noticed that.
They only
before.
wear white. They wear white at home and white
Little
away.
power move.
Yeah. So occasionally teams will be like, because the home team decides what color they're wearing.
Interesting.
So remember I was saying the other day.
yeah,
Week 1, Miami was home wearing white. I'm like, yeah, because it's 107 degrees on the field.
yeah. I
That's
didn't
why
even
they're
think
wearing
about that.
white.
That's so wild. Good. Fuck the Cowboys.
So because of the fucking old school 1986, right? It's the Giants letterhead on the helmet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Making Cowboys wear blue. Cooper Rush sucks. Tibbs and Azeez Ojolari coming back.
Yeah.
I'm excited about the Giants right now. I'm happy for you guys. I'm
Well,
excited
don't get
about
too happy.
I'm excited about New York Jets, New York football in general.
Yeah.
You know, and
Hopefully.
why not? We haven't had something to be positive about in a while. We're 1-1. You guys are 2-0. Let's just feel a little bit of positivity while we have it.
Oh yeah,
you know?
I
Let's-
bet on the Giants every week.
Let's just
so.
fucking go for it. So I like Giants -1 over under is what?
39.5.
Fucking over.
Yeah, I
dude.
guess hit the over.
Over
Yeah.
and Giants -1.
I
Jack?
agree.
Over Giants -1. I'm there.
I'm with it for sure.
You sold me.
All right. So now we're gonna have to circle back.
Great job, dude. I got it.
We got a fumble of the notebook. Told you guys I slept 2.5 hours last night. Give me a break. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 potential things here. Only 10 actual bets that we can make.
Okay.
The Houston money line.
I don't know how you guys feel, but I like it. That's about
I
it.
still like it, to be honest.
I mean, I like it a lot.
What
James.
was it?
Plus 122.
I like it. What do you want to put a unit on it?
Yeah.
1 unit. All right. So
Uno unit.
So it's a hundo.
yeah,
You
100.
need a pen?
Jack pen. 100 to win 122.
100
Alright.
to 122.
We could do that. Next, we have Vegas -2. I'd said I was only really excited about throwing that in a parlay or something.
I'm kind of blah on that one. It was.
Yeah, I'm all good on that action,
Yeah.
Jack.
Let's go to the next one. We can come back to
Well,
that
here's an interesting one now.
Okay.
Kansas City -5.5, and then also the over in that game. Now we know they're playing
The Colts.
Indianapolis,
Yeah.
and they might not hit the over because Indy doesn't score enough. But
Yeah.
what I am proposing is Kansas City -5.5, Vegas -2 in a parlay.
Can we parlay these bets or are they straights?
We can 100% parlay these bets.
Yeah, we
We can
could
do
do
whatever
that.
the fuck we want.
We could circle back and get the Raiders in there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll just
Yeah, I'm down with
keynote
that.
that for now, and maybe we might throw something else in there.
All right.
Next is the Detroit money line,
Yeah, we should put a unit
and
on
they're
that.
how much? They're plus
sorry, I should-
193,
194.
194.
Yeah.
All right, so we know that we're gonna do that. Let's go down the rest of the line and see before
Okay.
we
So we got
commit
a
one
unit
unit.
on Detroit.
No, but we're not gonna commit a
Oh.
unit to them yet. Baltimore -3 with the under in that Patriots game.
I definitely like Baltimore -3.
Should that be the third leg of this spread parlay?
Sure.
I could do that.
Baltimore -3.
So we got
All right.
Baltimore, Kansas City, and the Raiders.
Baltimore -3, Kansas City -5.5, Raiders -2. And I'm gonna need somebody to calculate that for me.
I could pull it up. What is it again? We got Ravens, Chiefs, and Raiders. Is going
Yeah.
to be plus 575.
And we're obviously just gonna do a unit on that.
Yeah.
All right. Bang bang. We locked up a little parlay. Jets money line, and then also the over in that game, 45.5, I believe, was the market.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the money line.
You talked me into it.
Yeah, I could do that.
You want to parlay the two of those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Money line and the over.
So what does that work out
It's
to?
going to be, let's see. You got plus 411.
So we'll put a unit on that.
Yeah. Have a little Jets fun.
So right now we have 1, 2, 3 units out of 7 possible units out
Okay.
there. The next Washington versus Philly over.
I think we should put a unit on
What
that.
was the over on it?
That one is going to be 47.5.
It's 100 to win 99, right?
It's going to be 100 to win.
90?
100 to win 90.
Yeah.
90. I don't know why I said 99. Then we have 3 more left here. We have the Chargers -7, the Atlanta pick'em, and the Giants -1 overall. And we have $600 left to play with. And we still haven't put any money on the Detroit money line.
All right. I think we all feel the same way about Detroit money line,
I think we
right?
should go 200
All right, so-
and then we should parlay the rest of those.
Oh,
I don't know about all that. We have 2
I
parlays
like the
in
idea of
there.
putting 200 on Detroit.
Minimum.
You're saying minimum?
Minimum 200.
Do you want to do more? We could do more.
Let's go 400. and then
I'm down with
200.
400. That was going to be my number too.
400?
400 on the lines.
400.
And that's going to pay out.
Let's see real quick. We're doing money line.
Yeah.
We got 400. It's probably going to be, I would guess, a little over 776. 400.
And then we have 200 left.
Okay.
Do we want to put it on the Giants -1? Or we also have the Chargers -7?
Let's put 100 on both.
Want to do
Do you
100
wanna?
on both?
Yeah, because they're both. I like both of them, to be honest.
So we got the Giants spread.
Hold on. All right, here we go. Houston money line, 100 to win 122. Detroit money line, 400 to win 776. Jets money line parlayed with over 45.5 total points scored, 100 to win 411. Washington versus Philadelphia over
47 and
47.5, 100 to win 90. Los Angeles Chargers -7, 100 to win 90. Giants -1, 100 to win 90. And then we have the spread parlay. Vegas -2, Kansas City -5.5, Baltimore -3, 100 to win 575. So those are the bets we're rocking with this week
Feel good about
as
the
a
Lions.
team. I feel like do you have your picks?
I don't. I could do them real quick though.
Yeah, because I don't have them either. So
Okay,
should we
yeah,
just
we
take
could
a
take
break?
5
We'll
real
take-
quick
we'll
and
take
then-
a quick 5.
All right, sounds good.
See you in a little bit.
All right, guys, listen. Pat McAfee said it best. You got to look good to feel good. You got to feel good to play good. Well, we're going to help you guys look good with Saci di Dinero. All right, it's the finest Italian material. It's fire. It's comfortable. And we got a saving for you. All right, you're going to use promo code HAVOC for 10% off your total purchase at SaciDiDinero.com. Also, check them out over at Instagram at Saci di Dinero. Saci di Dinero, always authentic, never counterfeit.
All right, we're back. We're locked, cocked, and ready to rock. We are going to make our individual picks now. We did the records and what we were down on the Tuesday show. I'm not going to do it again. Watch the Tuesday show when we review our records. Brian's going to start with Alessino's against the spread picks.
So Alcino's got Texans +3, Raiders -2, and Saints -2.5.
All right, I'm going Chargers -7, Buffalo -5.5, Kansas City -5.5.
I got Kansas City 5.5, Buffalo 5.5, San Fran 1.5.
I have Baltimore -2.5. I got the Chargers -7, and then the Raiders also. I think they were. I didn't have their spread. They're -1,
-2 the Raiders.
-2, and then Pancake Louie's got Buffalo -5.5, Detroit +5.5, and then Green Bay +2.5. It looks like
Bump it to 6.
bump it to 6.
Because 6 is what we're doing. The spread we have.
6.
Yep. So Alessino's locks.
Locks for Alessino. We got Vegas -3, the Saints -2.5, and he's got the over in the Kansas City and Indianapolis game.
Interesting. My locks, I'm going to go ahead and lock up the Baltimore money line. I'm going to forego the points that we have to give away. I'm going to pay up to give up those points just because. Scared off a little bit by what they did last week in the Miami game.
Yeah.
But, I'm just better be safe than sorry here. I'm definitely locking up over 47.5 in the Philadelphia-Washington game. And I'm going to go ahead and lock up the Detroit money line as well. Detroit's fun. Detroit's America's new team. They're the new America's team. Everyone loves these guys.
All right, so I'm going to lock up that Houston money line, that KC -5.5. I'm going to go with that ATL pick 'em.
All right. Pancake Louie's locks. We got he's got 49ers -1, Kansas City -6.5, or I think it's -5.5
5.5
now.
yeah.
And then he's also got the Chargers -7. I'm locking up the Texans at 2.5. Excuse me. Locking the over in the Philly Washington game and locking the Chiefs -5.5. For Alessino's moving into parlays, he's got the Texans, Raiders, Chargers all money line +440 for his parlay.
All right. I don't know if you're going to want to calculate this along with me because I don't
can
have
do
the
it, yeah.
odds on it.
Yeah.
But I got a 4-legger here. We got Detroit plus the 6. Buffalo laying the 5.5. Kansas City laying the 5.5. And the Houston money line.
And then Bills +5.5. That's going to bring you to +1445.
Yeah, I love that.
All right, so it's that time again.
Here it is, baby.
So let us clarify some ground rules for this specific parlay, because Let me tell you. You know how they have the people's favorites and all those deals and bullshit on all the different sports books.
Super boosts and
It's the
stuff.
Super Boosts, yeah. So we can't call it the Super Boost, so it's got its own name. This is the Big Dick Swing Parlay. So rules for the Big Dick Swing Parlay: it can only be a money line, and the odds have to be the highest odds you put on the week. Can't go above, because then you're just being fucking silly. So, Big Dick Parlay, Big Dick Swing of the week. We got the Kansas City money line, Texans money line, Falcons pick'em, which is the money line, and Detroit money line and Jets money line. That's going to bring you to plus 5,344.
Yeah, it's a big swing for sure. You got, let me see this.
Have a look-see.
You got 1, 2, 3 dogs and a pick'em that started the week as a dog. Falcons started.
Yeah.
So you got essentially 4 dogs in a 5-leg parlay.
You could say we
you
got
could
a
say
kennel.
you're swinging with a big dick that week. You know, that's
got a
you need a
kennel.
lot of good things to break your way. But I don't hate it. You never look at a parlay and say this sucks.
Yeah.
You know, everyone they're like, oh, I can see the roadmap. There's value there.
So for Pancake Louie, his parlay, he's got the Buffalo money line, Kansas City minus 5.5, Chargers minus 7, Niners minus 1 for plus 888. I took an over parlay. I got over in the Bills, Dolphins, Detroit, Vikings, and Niners, Broncos. I feel like maybe Russell bounces back, like we said before, Jimmy G's game. So that's going to be at plus 596 for that parlay. I'll give you so for Glizzies, for Alessino, we got the Texans this week.
Yeah. Seems like the safe one. My man dipped underneath 3 points though. That's 2 weeks in a row. We all did it last week.
Yeah, I was going to take the Texans.
We
but they
all did
dipped.
it last week.
Yeah.
And Pancake Louie texted me. He's like, you guys are all dicks. You tell me Glizzy God's supposed to be worse than 3, and then you all take fucking Minnesota at -2. And I'm like,
Yeah.
listen, dude, we only do it when it's a rough week. You know?
Right. When there's not much
When
else
it's
there.
hard. Like, I'm not just going to do something to do something, but some would say I might be doing that right now.
Because my Glizzy God pick of the week.
The logo's all over this room.
Yeah.
Take a look right behind you, Brian.
Yeah. There it is.
That's right up here.
Bill's
There's
got it
pictures
on.
of us wearing the jerseys
There
up
it
there.
is.
It's the New York fucking Jets,
Damn,
baby.
dude.
The
All
New
right.
York Jets. Obviously, the Glizzy God is a money line pick. Plus 220, you said it was?
Jets were plus 210.
210. Fine. Even great. Just slightly above 2-1 odds for the Jets to officially derail the Bengals season, which would just historically track with, teams suffering from the Super Bowl
Yeah.
hangover. Look, if the Bengals beat them, it is what it is. I'll start 0-3 on Glizzy Gods for the first time in my short podcasting career here. And I'll just take the loss. I'll move on. We learn from it. We get smarter. We work harder. And we do better next week. But I see the path to this happening.
Yeah.
You get after Burrow early. You control the ball. You don't make stupid mistakes. You can win this game. If Garrett Wilson is what he showed us he was last week, they could win this game pretty easily. Because is Jamar all of a sudden going to turn? I mean, Jamar Chase is amazing.
Yeah.
One of the best young receivers in the league. Slow start. Now he's going to have a mixture of Reed and Sauce who have not given up a lot of yardage.
Yeah. You
So
never know.
I'm riding with the Jets, baby. Let's do it.
All right, Brian. So you think you have the same one as me?
I think.
All right, so we're gonna go on 3. Jimmy, can you give us a count?
I'm going to go 3, 2, 1 or 1, 2, 3.
Whichever one.
Pick your favorite.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
Or,
Just
all
3,
right.
2, 1, go.
3, 2, 1, go.
Lions.
Detroit. Yep.
There it is.
Worked perfect. He said Detroit first. so-
Dude, I was both. I was a coin flip. I could have flipped the coin. They're both plus 6, so I could have flipped the coin on either one of them. Honestly.
Yeah. I just while we're here too, Pancake Louie had Houston. So
All right.
yeah.
He gets his revenge.
Yeah.
So it was
I like
almost.
Detroit. We're all kind of like a split room besides the Jets
Well,
over
I
here. But
like
yeah.
Detroit
No,
too.
definitely.
Here's why. I think Minnesota is more prepared and ready to get right than the Bengals are right now.
Right.
That's the only reason.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, but we're talking about America's team here.
No,
Doesn't matter.
listen. I just told you I could have flipped a coin and picked either Detroit or the Jets, but I decided, and I kind of had a feeling someone was going Detroit.
Mhm.
So dare
Yeah.
to be different. Take the Jets money line. I probably am gonna parlay those two of them, the two money lines again, dude. I'll parlay those two money lines and we'll see what happens.
See how we go into the rest.
Put all of my units
Yeah.
for the 1 o'clock games on that parlay and just swing big. That's all we got, right?
Yeah,
That's the show. We got everyone's glizzy got in.
everyone's in. All the picks are in.
It's just in time for
Waiting on
Thursday
that
Night
action.
Football.
Yeah. 8:05.
Yeah, for that terrible game. So, Jack, you got any closing thoughts, statements, remarks, questions, comments, concerns?
Let's fucking punt, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's get
punt.
ready
Let's
to
fucking
punt.
punt.
Let's
dude.
punt. Everyone's
Let's
punting.
punt the ball. I love
Mitch, you better
punting.
throw an interception, you fucking prick.
Oh, I don't know if you gotta call them names, dude. Just
Dude,
play.
I don't gotta call them
personal.
names. Well,
Just don't.
Well,
just don't see
oh.
it. Just don't see an inside linebacker and dart it. You know.
nah.
No, don't do
No.
that. Don't do
We
that.
got to the
Don't
whole
do that.
episode.
No.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Not now. We're brought to you by House of Havoc Podcasting, Tiger Pack Productions, Sashi D. Dinero, Stay Thirsty, Dino Skate Park, Justin's Chop Shop in West Hampton Beach. Peace out.
Stay tuned.